My name is Caitlin. Standing in the wreckage of my once orderly apartment, I felt a cold, hard knot in my stomach. The couch cushions were strewn about, drawers were left half open, and my jewelry box lay on its side, emptied of its precious contents. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Just a week ago, I'd been on a long, awaited vacation, and now it felt like my world had been turned upside down. I come from a middle-class family in Ohio. My parents, Henry and Linda, are hard, working people. Henry is a bit old-fashioned, believing strongly in family obligations, while Linda is more emotional and often gives in to the louder voices in the family. My sister, Ava, is 5 years older than me. She's married to Tom and has 2 lovely kids, Jake and Lily. I've been an event planner for years. It's a job that requires long hours and a lot of energy, but I love it. After months of planning and saving, I finally booked a trip to Hawaii. I was so excited. I'd be taking surfing lessons, lounging on the beach, and just getting away from it all. I told everyone about my plans months in advance, showing them pictures of the beautiful resorts and talking about the activities I wanted to do. Ava, though, she always rolled her eyes when I talked about it. At first, I thought she was just being her usual sarcastic self. But then, 3 days before my flight, she called. Without even saying hello, she launched into her problem. Their regular babysitter had canceled, and the kids were off school. She thought it would be perfect if I just stayed at her place to watch them. I reminded her about my trip. I told her that everything was paid for and non-refundable. But she didn't care. "You're seriously choosing a vacation over your family?" She snapped. "Helping family is too hard for you now." Within an hour, my mom called. Linda was already on Ava's side. "Caitlin, your sister is in tears. Cancel the trip. Family comes first," she ordered. Then my dad got on the line. Henry was just as firm. "Your sister is drowning, and you're refusing to help because of a vacation? I didn't raise you to be so selfish," he scolded. I was so frustrated. I'd been helping Ava with the kids for years. It started with small things, like picking up Jake from school when Tom was stuck at work or getting medicine for Lily when she was sick. But over time, the requests got bigger. Whole weekends were taken up with babysitting because Ava would text me last minute saying she needed me. And if I hesitated, she'd remind me of the time she helped me move into my apartment. It was like she thought that one favor gave her a lifetime of free childcare. But this time, I'd had enough. I told them that I'd bought 3 tickets for the trip, and the plan was for me, Mom, and Dad to go together. I wanted to surprise them because I knew they hadn't had a real vacation in years. The silence on the phone was deafening. Then, Mom's voice softened. "You did?" she asked. Dad started asking questions about the trip, and by the end of the call, they were excited. "But Ava," she texted me, "nice move, buying them off with plane tickets. Guess I know where I stand." I decided to ignore her message and stick to my plans. When I landed in Hawaii, I was so relieved. My parents were there, and we had an amazing time. We went on a cruise, tried local food, and just relaxed. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I could breathe. But then, when I got back home, I found my apartment like this. At first, I thought I was just imagining things that I'd forgotten to clean before I left. But as I looked around, I knew that wasn't true. The drawer where I kept my passport was open, and my work laptop was gone. I remembered the cameras I'd installed after a break in Scare last year. With shaking hands, I pulled out my phone and opened the app. And there, on the screen, was Ava. She walked into my apartment like she owned the place. She opened my fridge, took a drink, and then started rummaging through my things. She took my jewelry, my passport, and my laptop, not even caring that the camera was watching her. I was in shock. This was my sister, the one who I'd always loved and helped. I didn't know what to do at first, but then I knew there was only one thing I could do. I called the police. When my parents arrived and I showed them the video, Mom covered her mouth in horror, and Dad's face went pale. They finally saw Ava for who she really was. The police came quickly. They took statements, and later, they got a warrant to search Ava's house. They found my things there. When Ava was arrested, She tried to make excuses. She said she was just checking on my place and borrowing a few things, but the evidence was clear. At the court, Ava didn't show any remorse. She said she was just tired of me having all the fun while she was stuck with the kids. She didn't say sorry once. The judge sentenced her to probation, community service, and restitution. There was also a no-contact order for me. In the weeks after the court case, things were quiet. Ava was working through her probation, and I didn't have to deal with her constant demands. I joined an online support group for people dealing with toxic family members. Reading their stories, I realized I wasn't alone. My relationship with my parents has changed, too. They come to the city more often now, and they've apologized for not believing me before. I know the resentment I feel won't go away completely, but I'm learning to move on. Calling the police on my sister was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But I know I did the right thing. Setting boundaries is important, even when it's with family. And I'll never let anyone take advantage of me like that again.